everyone, Christina here. Welcome to day 21 of the holiday card series for 2014. Today I'm going to be using this stamp set from W+9. It's called Festive Greetings, and I just really loved the Christmas lights image in the stamp set, and I thought it'd be fun to use that. So I'm starting out with the greeting, and it says Deck the Halls. The stamps are separated, so I've put them together on my work surface and then picked them up all on the same mount, which is my Fiskars Compact Stamp Press, so that I can stamp both of those stamps together at the same time. I'm using VersaFine Black Onyx ink. This is a really fine pigment ink that dries quickly. It's a really great ink for stamping in black because it is such a fine ink and it gets all those details. I really love it for text. So I've stamped that on some Neenah Desert Storm cardstock. This is 80-pound cardstock cut to 4 inches square. I then stamped the Christmas lights, and I just repeat stamped this until I had it kind of nestling around the words and also into that bottom corner. So I'm rotating the lights to make sure I get a good image here. And I'm going to stamp it a third time up in that top corner. And the thing that's really cool about this stamp set is that it has solid images for the lights and also the connectors on the lights. So you can stamp the outline image and then color it in yourself, or you can use the solid images to stamp with ink. So I'm going to be stamping with ink today, and I'm using Smoke ink from Simon Says Stamp. I'm just going to use that ink color for all the little connectors on the lights. And I thought I might have a little bit of trouble lining these up, but in actuality, it worked out really, really well. Just make sure you use a clean acrylic block so that you don't have any trouble seeing through it, and you should be just fine stamping in these colors inside the outline shapes. So there's a little awkward spot over on the side, so I'm taking one of the individual light stamps in the stamp set, and I just stamp that on there to finish off that area. And I'm going to go on to some colored inks. I'm using Hot Lips and also Beanstalk Green from Simon. And I'm going to alternate where these colors are stamped on the string of lights. I don't want the same color to be by each other. I think it happens at least once on this, but for the most part, I wanted it to look really alternating. So I'm just going to stamp all of the red lights. And then I'm going to move on to the green lights, and I wanted to make sure that that stamp was thoroughly clean, so I actually stamped onto some scratch paper, and just to make sure that all that red ink was off of the stamp before moving on to the project. So after that was done, I inked up that stamp once again and moved on to stamping all of the green Christmas lights. Now I've seen these images stamped with blue ink and yellow, so it looks like those multicolored Christmas lights, but I really just wanted to emphasize the two colors. So I have all those lights stamped, and now I'm going to take my white gel pen, and I'm going to be adding a little glare on all of these lights. And I got a little crazy and was thinking, oh yeah, the light's coming from the top corner, but in reality, they would probably mostly be on the same spot on all the lights. So that green light I just did right there is incorrect. It should be going kind of like the lengthwise of the light. It shouldn't be just there at the bottom of the light. So if you're going to do something like this, just keep that in mind. Or I am going to be coating these in Ranger Glossy Accents, and those little white lines that I drew in don't really show up too much anyway because of the actual glare from the Glossy Accents. So I added some white dots there as well. For the card base, I'm using some Neenah Solar White 100-pound cardstock or 110-pound cardstock, and this is going to be a 4 1/4 square inch card. So just scored it at 4 1/4, and now I'm adhering my stamped piece. I'm using some Tombow Extreme Adhesive and pressing that down onto the card base. I lined it up according to the left side and then realized there was a little more space over on the right. So I just took that to my paper trimmer and trimmed it off just a tiny bit. And now it looks more centered. I do that quite a bit on cards when it has a really thin matted border like this. So like I mentioned previously, I did take some Glossy Accents and coat all of those Christmas lights. I think it's a nice accent and it really brings detail to the card, especially since this is nearly a 1-layer card and it is quite flat. It needed a little bit of dimension, so adding some Glossy Accents is always good. So I've discovered the best way to make sure my Glossy Accents bottle doesn't get clogged is to clean off the tip and then tap it on my work surface and then squeeze the bottle and make sure that there's no air bubbles coming out. So I tap it quite a bit. I think Jennifer McGuire calls this burping the bottle. So that's a tip that I've received from her, and it really does work. So after the Glossy Accents dried, I'm left with this really shiny Christmas light image. I think it just looks so neat. And I did want to mention to you guys that the way I mail these square cards, a lot of you asked, how would you mail a card that was like this? Do you need a special envelope or something like that? Well, I just cut a piece of cardstock that's the regular size of a card, and I put it behind the card or maybe in front of it and slide it into the envelope. And just that one piece of cardstock is enough to stabilize it. And it slides right into that envelope, no problem. You can also put that scratch piece of cardstock over the front of the card to protect any sequins or detail things that you've adhered to your card. So that's the card for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys on Monday for a new holiday card series video. Thanks for watching. Once again, thanks so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. And I know a lot of you have been watching the holiday card series since day one, and I really want to tell you how much I'm grateful for all of your views and that you're participating and commenting and asking questions. I think it's just awesome. So if you are looking for some additional card inspiration for your holiday cards this year, go ahead and click on any of the card images on screen right now. It will take you directly to previous years of the holiday card series. And you can also visit my blog at kwarnerdesign.com. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys on Monday.